you may notice something a little different with our leaderboard. All right. So here's what's going on with the leaderboard. I have it now on basically a ticker, a scroll, which is what tons of things do. You know, you see newscasts, do it, podcasts, do it. So I'm going to do it like that from now on. Now here's how it's going to work. When people contribute to the show, I will add in their contributions. As that leaderboard gets more populated, it'll actually like change its size. It resizes automatically. So basically it'll always fit the screen, but it ends up looking, better the more information that's on it. So you might say, well, what do you mean? I'll show you. Ready? Because some people already in chat are like, well, that leaderboard, it's weird. I can't put my finger on it. Ready? Watch this. See what I mean? So as I put more information on it, it now will auto size to fit the screen. And so it'll always fit. But the more on it, the skinnier the letters. So if people contribute and we put your names on the leaderboard, which you will always get credit for when you contribute, the leaderboard will change its aspect ratio there. Some people are like, oh, it looks like right now it's like a stretched. Well, it is, but it will actually fix itself as people contribute and we get people up there. You see? So I know it's weird. People are like, what? So here you go. We're going to try this out today, all day. We'll see how it works. I think that it's going to end up looking good. But the thing is, it's changed. You know, I've had a static leaderboard for 7, 8 years, right? Ever since I started doing the leaderboard back in 2017. So some people are like, oh, I'm afraid of change and I can't handle change. I want them. It's moving. It's driving me nuts. Well, this way, it always fits. With the other leaderboard, we were having issues getting it to fit. And the scrolling and the auto sizing makes more sense than having it not fit and look awkward, okay? So let's try it. Let's see how it goes. We will be the first contributor today to the show, so we can get you up on the leaderboard and see how it works, right? So anyway, X-Shooter says, what is this? People are just noticing this. We're 6 days into the month, and people are just noticing my portal gun. It's a portal gun replica. It's a miniature, though. It's not life-size. It's very small. Faith doesn't work either. It was supposed to work. You put batteries in it, and I put batteries in it, and it doesn't even turn on anymore. And it used to light up orange and blue if you held the button down, but now it doesn't even work. But, yeah, it's over a decade old. And I never really used it for anything, but there you go. Portal gun replica. I wonder how many people even remember the portal gun. This Portal 2 is so old. It's over a decade old, right? So no one really talks about Portal anymore. I know, that's actually quite true. Avarice says, troubleshooting tech issues is rage-inducing. I think the tech issues I've had in the last month have induced more rage than any game recently. Seriously, these tech issues I just want to get over them. I just want to get past them and be like, have a consistent setup that just works. No problems. Ease of use. Moving forward. But every day is something new. I'm shocked the leaderboard hasn't exploded so far. Like that the letters pop all over the screen, fuck up and, crash the stream or something. Well, Drew Corporation says maybe you should wait for the weekend for the marathon. Number 1, Saturdays are my day off. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, people don't want to wait around for the reward, especially for example, let's say today we hit 1 goal. Let's say tomorrow we hit 1 goal. If I wait till the weekend for the marathon, why would people want to keep going with the goals? They'd be like, well, you didn't give us our last reward, right? I do have to kind of give you guys the rewards really quickly, within a few days, within reason too. I'm obviously if there's a reason why I can't do a special event right away, but in this case, I think we want to do stuff timely, right? Or else, well, let's say, for example, we hit the goal, but I'm not going to do the marathon till Sunday. Okay, so now we have 3 more streaming days. People could be like, well, you didn't give us our reward. Here's the funny part, because if you guys haven't noticed this morning, and this has also been going around, it's all detractor shit. If these people think I'm dumb or something. So here's the new saying. Well, Phil, you're a bunch of whales, and these whales come by every day and they support you, so you should just let them dictate everything you do, because then obviously you'll stay in business, right? And here's the funny part about that. If you have an issue with people who like my content and come by and support it, all right? Number one, I know you're jealous. Is this the truth? That you're a jealous motherfucker who wishes that you had someone who liked you and your content and would actually come support you. That's the only reason you have an issue with someone coming by and being a big supporter of my content. That's number one. Okay. Number two, then if that's the case, then why don't you contribute too? Think about this, right? If the issue is that there's a bunch of people who come by every day and they support, but it's only a small group of people, well then, don't you think that if others supported, then it would negate that? Instead of sitting around and whining and complaining and saying, oh, I'm so upset that just a small group of people support Phil. Then if you came by every day and you said, well, I'd like you to do something different than what you're doing, and here's $5, to show you that there's effort towards that we would actually support other things than just the things that your whales come by to support, right? Then maybe it would change that. But instead, people just sit around whining. Like, these people on the internet are unbelievable. I swear, these are the most miserable people. They can't be happy for anyone. They can't enjoy anything. Instead, it's just how everything around them is wrong and unfair and, deride it for this, bring it down for this, tear it down for this. Nothing has a point. There's no point. Even if I have 5,000 people today who give me $1, or if one person gave me $5,000, it doesn't matter. You understand that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we get there. It's that you get there. And then what content you put out in the meantime, is it fun? Is it entertaining? Is it positive? Right? That's what matters. As long as I'm working and putting out good content and I got people coming by and supporting me, I don't care how we get there. Now, if you have an issue with the way that we got there, then change it. You change it, not me. I can't change it. I can't make people come to my stream and contribute. As crazy as this sounds, alright? But some people actually think that I am some kind of like a crazy mind-washing cult leader. I don't brainwash people to contribute to me. That's never happened, okay? Never. People come and contribute because they like the content, because they like me. That's why they're here to support. If it's 5 people today who majorly contribute and I hit my goals, or if it's 50 people today who contribute and I hit my goals, I still hit my goals. I can't make a certain person show up and contribute or not contribute. So the fact that anyone tries to hold that against me as a fact of like, oh, you're failing or you're doing well, none of that makes any sense. You're a moron. And no one should have issue with that either. Who cares? Who's contributing? Who's not contributing? How does this have anything to do with me or anyone's power? It doesn't. And why is it your business? Would everyone who's a successful streamer, does everyone go and look at all of their finances to see who specifically contributed what and how many? No, only me. Because again, hyper-focused, over-obsessed people, no lives, no jobs, no anything going for them, just sitting around on the internet being toxic all day. Okay? It's fucked up. And I have to deal with that every day. So it's the funny part, like, if you have an issue, well, man, the same 5 people come and support Phil every day, then why aren't you? If you like the content, why don't you support content you want to see? Say, hey, Phil, I would love and I would support this other game you're not playing right now. Please consider it, and then contribute. And then maybe other people would say, wait, that's true. I want that too. And then we could do other stuff. Right? But again, it's called business. I am not a big time dude. I don't get hundreds of thousands of views a day. I don't get 1,000 viewers on stream a day. I don't have the ability to just do whatever I want and the flexibility to do whatever I want. I have to play what people want so people will support. That's all business. I'm a small business owner. Do you get it? I'm not a ginormous million sub YouTuber who went viral. I'm a small time dude and I'm happy with that. But that's very different. And I'm tired of these morons who think that they know everything, who know nothing, or as if they knew anything. They'd be successful YouTubers. And they're not. So instead they just sit there and they're miserable. If someone will come by and support me, right? So anyway, can we get back on topic now instead of listening to morons? That'd be great. I would love to know what we should do for this Rageathon if that's what we're doing. Right? Totally. I'm down for that. Alright, I'm being told that I need to do shoutouts, so let me take a look. Haha. I was trying to stay on topic, but I'm being told that I need to do shoutouts. Okay. So, let's take a look at Kick. Because apparently I missed stuff on Kick, and I just want to confirm what I missed and didn't miss. Speak here. Yeah, yesterday on Kick sucked. Yesterday no contributions on Kick. Wow. 0. I had 0 contributions on Kick yesterday. Niche. Okay, Rare Tricks did gift a subscription this morning. Thank you, Rare Tricks. That's what I missed. 1 gift itself from Rare Tricks. Okay, let's get that up on the leaderboard. And thank you, Rare Tricks. Again, my apologies, because Cake does it for some reason. Cake isn't really working well with the pop-ups and stuff. It used to be more prominent when someone contributed, and now it's not. So now I guess I just have to periodically go check manually to see if anything came in. It used to be way more prominent when people contributed over there. Now it's kind of like it's hard to even see when people are gifting and stuff, unless there's like a ton. Like if someone drops a bomb of 10, then it's easy to see because the whole screen floods. But when someone gifts like 1, it's like gone in like seconds and I don't even get to see it. So thank you so much, Rare Tricks, and my apologies. I didn't shout it out right away. I didn't see it. We got a couple of tips that have come in that I need to shout out. Jinx is saying that there's no mods on YouTube. Yeah, it is what it is. Some days we have mods, some days we don't. I'm well aware that there's morons and they're saying dumb shit. But I guess you should see I'm running the show. I'm not really paying attention to it. If you see someone specific who's being a jerk, let me know. Tag me and give me their name and I'll take a look. But, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to pay attention to the show and not pay attention to the idiots in chat. Okay. So some shout outs. First tip of the day is $5.02. We go ahead to freak out. Thank you for the $5 tip. Let's read what it says first. Man, what the fuck was this past year? I know your Game of the Year countdown is today, and I don't typically tip, but I wanted to offer my 2 cents and $5. Did we get a single game in 2024 that was genuinely new and good? There was a gazillion sequels. There was a metaphor, and I guess, but that is just kind of like medieval Persona. Indiana Jones game and Marvel Rival games are both cool, but they're basically licensed titles. Black Myth Wukong and Stellar Blade were good, but not that good. Is the best example actually Balatro, really a card game? Wait, I've got it. Maybe the best game of the year was a hermit crab. What the hell happened to the industry? From this gun-told Grammar. This gun-told Grammar. I mean, yeah, to be honest, like I've talked about, I do feel that last year was incredibly underwhelming for games. I just, I feel like the industry let us down when it came to all the big releases that we were hyped for. Most of them weren't very good, or if they were just underwhelming. Games that were question marks, like Star Wars Outlaws and stuff, just weren't very good. And then we did have some solid entries. We had some shocking entries. See, the thing is, I don't really want to mention it because tonight is my top 10 best playthrough, or excuse me, top 20 best playthroughs countdown. So I kind of don't want to spoil what I'm going to say are the best things of the year. Definitely Another Crab's Treasure, which is what he was referencing, or she was referencing there, is definitely one of the games that I thought was one of the best of the year. But it was just a bizarre year where most of the good games were RPGs, but it's hard to recognize a good game when there's another 17 of the same genre that came out in the same year. It's just oversaturation. So you couldn't really enjoy the best games because they were too similar. So then what's left? Underperforming game, disappointing game, woke game, joke game, like, yeah, it was just a weird year. I really hope 2025 is better. Listen, I don't mind hanging out with you guys and playing indie games and having a fun time. I don't. I really don't. Like Balatro, Coin Game, Filler Frequency, smaller style games such as Another Crab's Treasure. I'm down for playing those games with all of you and having a good time. But man, would I like to have a year where we actually have some big games that are good, AAA games that don't suck, That would be nice, because that's all I used to play. I used to only play AAA games, and it used to be great, and now it's like, the industry just doesn't support it anymore. The games that come out are freaking just really disappointing. Okay, I received a $2 tip. This I completely understand. I can't contribute publicly because your detractors spam my old YouTube channel, so I had to delete it. Yeah, and I'm sorry to say, this is the problem with being mass harassed and stuff like that. Like, it's funny because people say to me, well, Phil, the reason that you're not a big YouTuber is because you don't just play whatever you want. Well, I can't play whatever I want because then I don't get support, right? I have to play what people want. Oh, well then, you should just become mainstream popular and then you can play whatever you want. What? But what are you even talking about? How could I ever become mainstream popular? There's literally a group of people who are so unhinged or so antisocial. They are sociopaths. And if someone just happens to find me in my content, a newcomer, and they come to the channel and say, hey, I'm going to hang out for a few days, and they do, these people then stalk them. They go to their social media. They go to their YouTube page. They go to everything. They leave nasty comments. They fucking do everything they can to harass them. Does that have anything to do with me? No. That has to do with a bunch of obsessed, crazy people. And so, you should just become more popular. How would I do that exactly? When anyone who's new even shows up and shows a tiny piece of positivity, they get harassed by crazy people. So how could I do anything to fix that situation exactly? You have to understand it doesn't matter how much I change for the better. It doesn't matter, how much, I listen to feedback. It's never good enough for crazy people. You get it? Like, look at me now compared to a few years ago. A few years ago where my setup sucked, I was constantly complaining that I was broke and all this kind of shit. Now, everything's different. Okay? But it's still not good enough. I'm still a bad person. I'm still doing the wrong things. I'm still e-begging. I'm still rage quitting. The bar will never stop being moved. Alright? So, this is pretty messed up that there's people who just want to come by and discover me that, this is neat, good stuff, let's hang out. And then it gets ruined by these mentally ill people. But that's the point I'm making. What it is with these people is they've created a vicious cycle. They realize that if they sit around and create toxicity around me, and content gets made, they make money then I can't become a bigger content creator because anyone who comes by to hang out with me and enjoy my stuff, it's harassed by people on the internet because there's a ton of content out there that says I'm a bad person. Even though it's all slanderous and defamatory and false, doesn't matter because it's a vicious cycle. As long as they keep making me look like a horrible person, they make money, they get popularity, and then more people believe it, and then more people harass my viewers and fans, and the cycle continues. Pretty fucked up. Let's continue. Yes, disgruntled Grammar, thank you for the tip. They did another $1 tip as a follow-up because I hadn't shouted out tips. And so they were like, did your tip go through? It did go through. And my apologies. I was trying to play catch up here, with contributions today. So thank you, disgruntled Grammar. But no, yeah, I don't know what's going on with the industry right now with games and everything. I'm really hoping that in 2025, yes, I'm okay with playing indie games that are great, but please give us some big games that are good too. Not that every major AAA studio falters and fails and makes crappy games now. I just don't get it. Okay. Yeah, and I see now people are talking about it in chat, relative newcomers, people who last few months have been very supportive and they've all been harassed. It's like, so what did I do to deserve that? What did they do to deserve that? We didn't do anything. We sit here in our lane, hanging out, having a good time and not bothering anyone, right? Keemstar said it himself, talking about review check and how crazy obsessed he is with me and stuff, right? And he said it as best. He's like, listen, you don't have to low DSP or whatever, but he doesn't bother anyone. So why would you ever care? Why would you harass him? Why would you make fun of him? No one, he doesn't do nothing. He just sits around and makes his content for his audience. So why would you even bother with the guy? Why would you be obsessed with him? He's right. Keemstar is right. There's no reason for anyone to care except those who like my content. And see, if you don't like me and my content, I'm not harming anyone. I'm not going out of my way to hurt people. You know, I'm not recruiting armies of children and corrupting them. So what is your problem with me? Ha ha ha. Yeah, listen, Copine says, imagine tracking someone down at their place of business and yelling at them because earlier in the day they bought a ham sandwich somewhere. Who cares? You're right. You're absolutely right. Like, think of it this way. Actually, this would probably be a real life example. Let's say for some reason you're very anti-Christian. This is hypothetical. Let's say you're very anti-Christian. So you sit outside of the local Chick-fil-A because you know that Chick-fil-A is owned by Christians, okay? You watch someone buy a chicken sandwich, watch them eat the chicken sandwich and enjoy it. And then you follow them home. And outside of their house, you start to a protest and say, down with this person, they ate the Christian chicken sandwich. Or you go to their place of work and you start harass. Did you know that someone inside that building ate a Christian chicken sandwich? Like, what? What are you talking about? That's how these people act. Someone came to Phil's stream, cost them $5 because they like his content, and then they went about their merry way in the rest of their life, and then you left the stream and followed them to their social media, to their personal accounts, to their real life content, to their real life stuff, and you harassed them because they donated $5 to Phil. What? But I'm the one who's crazy. I'm the one who's in the wrong because I make content, because I stream, because I enjoy my life, because I like games, because I hang out with people. I'm the problem. No. Sorry. You expose yourselves. You're the fucking problem. You're the weirdos, not me. See, I don't know. Lorraine Tai says, do you think it would end if you worked a random regular job or does it end on the internet? Who knows? But again, these people are crazy stalkerish. Crazy stalkerish. You've seen some of the things that they've said and done. They've tried to intervene with simple things like I'm ordering food for an event and they would try to mess with the store that I've announced that I'm going to order food from. You know, they literally try to intervene with real life stuff, you know. They've harassed people around me that literally have no association with me just because they're in proximity to me in real life. So just think about that. You know, maybe if I were to quit and shut down everything completely, 100%, and say I will not stream ever again, and I went out and I tried to have a real job offline, I bet people would still stalk. I mean, right, with Rings of Redemption, he tried to do, what was it, a DoorDash job, and they got him fired from DoorDash. You know, he didn't do nothing wrong. He just did what they could to hurt. Because again, these people are unhinged. And this is what I mean. When you support these YouTubers who are doing toxic content, you don't understand that they are grooming an entire generation of people to be awful people. I'm going to repeat what I just said, okay? Because I think this is something important that people need to start calling out. This is very, very important to everyone understand this, okay? If you support toxic YouTubers who all they do is stalk and harass people, you are supporting people who are grooming a generation of people to be antisocial sociopaths. And you are telling everyone that's okay. If you watch that content and you support that toxic content, that all they do is hate on someone, they slander someone, they crap on someone constantly. You are telling a whole generation of people it is okay to behave like that. And it's not. What's going to end up happening, we're going to have an entire generation of people who are just sitting on the internet all day, antisocial, who are trying to ruin other people's lives. That's not good. That's not even acceptable. That's a societal problem that we're going to have to now tackle because we have an entire generation growing up where all their social interactions are on the internet. They only have friendships. They only have these relationships with people on the internet. They don't even have anything in real life that's real. That's fucked up. You have to have that real life connection, that real life stuff, a real life of your own, friends and family and a job and meaningful stuff. You can't just sit on the internet crapping on people all day. And there's people that this is it. So now you've allowed people to monetize the hate. You've allowed people to make livings off of it. Guess what? You're fucking up society. YouTube is majorly to blame for this because they don't care. They have no morals or values. As long as the money rolls in, they'll monetize anything. That's messed up. That should not be allowed to continue. I feel like laws should be in place against it. Why are you allowed to monetize actual lies? How does that make sense? I don't get it. Because, offline, this shit doesn't fly. But online, everything goes. I don't get it.
Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you on the next one.